straight we try and get you everything when we find it. So I'm just trying to, at the moment, do all of that for you. Oops. Where have I gone? There I am. Hello. So, yes, as it says, Shanks appeals. And so we knew that he sought leave to appeal. And that has a new court file. So here is the court file for that. So this is the federal court. So it's got another registry number. And this is Jordan Shanks versus Barilaro. This was filed on the 27th of August. And it's an application for leave to appeal. And this was on the 27th of August. So there was the application for leave, the affidavit, the notice of acting appointment of lawyer, and submitting notice. And so in this case, Shanks is bringing the action to appeal. So this is his appeal. This is this is his appeal against the decision, the last decision. Okay, so that's what we've got to understand. Yes, I've just done a really quick impromptu live. This won't be a long one. This will be just to look at all of this, to this new information that we've got, because it just keeps coming in thick and fast. So we've got the appeal. So there's been nothing, there's been no dates or anything set for that as yet. So I can click on that, notify me by email, and I can get that. So we knew that Shanks was appealing, so he did appeal. He appealed the order that was made. I think that was the jury one, about the jury trial. So there was that one. So that one, just so that you know, is NSD 868/2021, okay? So even if, I mean, this appeal is still on foot, so yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. But this is the thing that is the most interesting part of all. There has been movement. Bruz wants mediation. Mediation is actually set for the 26th of October. 26th of October, there is mediation. So it's funny how now he has decided to go into mediation. To try and sort this out. Assisted dispute resolution just filed by Barilaro John on the 8th of October. So he resigned on Monday, and he files for mediation or mediation on the Friday. Now, he's made some pretty big claims, and I don't think the mediation is going to be broadcast, but I wish it was, because I would really love to see it. Because he said a lot of stuff in that press conference that was interesting and is really, in my opinion, ammunition for Jordan. So I don't know what's going to happen with this at all. But it's set for the 26th of October at 10 a.m. by Registrar Farrell. So if we look at orders, let's see what. So everything now has been adjourned. Everything is being adjourned at the moment because we have to now wait for we have to wait now for all of to see whether mediation works. So those dates will be just put on hold. I mean, he's going to ask for the videos to get taken down. Shanks is going to say no. Like, we already know how it's going to go. So all the dates are still here so that you can see that. But yes, he's asked for mediation. So it looks like Google's involved. So it's all three parties. That's a good one. FJ goes into mediation and says he'll agree if Bruz fesses up about all the corruption stuff. Yeah, I don't think he will. So I think mediation will go nowhere. The thing is, I guess doing mediation makes it look like you have actually attempted to resolve the issue. I guess. But, you know, well, that's all right, Bo. So, yeah, so we've got the documentation. So just to do a really quick recap, we have the appeal that Shanks has filed in the court. So that's got a different court number. At the moment, that has no dates. There's been no dates for that. We've got nothing. There's been no orders, so no date has been set for that. Then we've got the fact that on the 8th of October, Bruz resigned. On the, was it the 6th? He resigned. Bruz resigned on the 4th. And by the 8th, he'd filed for mediation. So, as I said, he's going to go and say, take down your videos, and Shanks will say no. That's how it's probably going to go. And, yeah, nothing will happen. But all these other court dates are still here. So remember, we've got the 5th of November is a case management hearing. So at least they'll go back on the 5th of November and say whether mediation worked. So, don't forget. That's right. I mean, he needs money. Of course, Jordan wants. Of course, you want it to go to court because guess what? You can bring all of that stuff up. All of this stuff can be brought up. So, yeah. There are rumours of the affair, and as I said, Barnaby Joyce has come out and said it wasn't his daughter, which is fair. So this Bruz thing is getting to be a bigger than Ben-Hur issue, isn't it? It's starting to take on a life of its own. Hey? Well, as I said, if the rumor is true, and Gladys didn't want him to be acting premier, then that's even more of a worry. So yeah, you're loving it all, totally clueless. That's good. I'm trying to keep it all up to date with the court stuff and everything. But now I'm going to get alerts for the appeal, so I'll know when new documents are filed for the appeal. So every time something's filed in the Bruz case, I get an email. So as I said, I'll keep my eye on the appeal because and I don't know, and I remember I'm not a lawyer. I'm just if you want to be. We're glad you're not paying for all the. Well, he technically is unemployed at the moment, so he's going to want it to be settled as quickly as can. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, don't worry. That doesn't bother me. That's fine with me. Sorry, I can't find my specs. Oh, look, I broke a pair. I've got two pairs, and I wanted to get a pair fixed, but I can't get a replacement pair because I've got a spare pair, and apparently having my second pair sorted out is not urgent and meets the criteria. If they were my only pair of specs, I could get them replaced. So, but yeah, hello, Marmaduke. So yes, so Bruz wants to mediate, as we're discovering. He's filed mediation. He's filed mediation paperwork on the 8th of October. Now it's interesting. I mean, I don't know whether Shanks has been served yet either. That's probably correct. Totally clueless. Yes, that's probably correct. And me being on now will probably mean I won't be on later. But I just jumped on because I just found all this stuff and went, oh, there's no point me doing another video. I'll just go live. We'll just go live with it all. Yeah, we'll just go live. That's what I decided. They're definitely, well, they're separated. But I don't know whether that's happening. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. So what are you making of all of this? Oh, I had to on here, but had to rewind. That's okay. Plan to create. I was going to do a bit of a recap anyway. I was going to do a bit of a recap. So mediation. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what mediation. What can he bargain with 5 to 10 years? I don't even know what good. I mean, yeah, I don't know really what he really wants. I mean, I'm assuming that he'd want to get the videos taken down. I'm assuming that that's what he wants. But I don't think that that's going to, what I wouldn't be taking my videos down. I'd be wanting, show me what's wrong with it. That's why it was going to go. That's why it was going to court to be settled as to whether there was anything wrong with any of it. So, yeah, you tell me what's going on. Or is the mediation a last-ditch attempt to try and make it go away without him having egg on his face? Go on fish and Phil Strickland make good in court. Yeah. So, well, mediation, I don't know why mediation didn't come up in the first instance, why it wasn't actually said. Why that wasn't put first. Usually you do mediation. Normally you do mediation's one of the first things that you do. You try and sort it out privately. But the fact that we've already gone partway through and now we're talking about mediation. Hello, Rufus. So Bruz has actually applied for mediation. On the 8th, he filed a document for mediation, and mediation is occurring on the 26th of October. And so we're just discussing what could he be asking for in mediation and what is Shanks. We're speculating here. If you were Shanks, why what would you be saying to Bruz? if you if you were Shanks, what would you be saying when Bruz goes, we need to mediate? Because I know what I'd be saying. Oh, is it? Because I know with the Dutton case, the mediation happened first. Listen to all my overseas people are just so invested in Bruz. It's great. Yeah, I'd tell Bruz where to go stick it. That's what I'd be telling him. Yeah. So as I say, I'm not a lawyer. I just have an interest in it, but I don't profess to know everything. So I just, from what I understand, I know the courts like it as a first instance. They usually, like to cross that off and say, well, yes, we've attempted mediation and it didn't work. So totally clueless. I'm not even listening to UK politics, but all over Bruz. Do I need to start covering UK politics to keep you up to date? You're totally clueless. Oh, dear me. Oh, that's funny. He gets his first choice as creditor. So, and don't forget, Google is also into that as well. So Google, they're going to want to defend their position. So what do you think? What do you? I can make it easy. Boris is a clown. Joe, you're being as objective as you can. Well, I am being. I try to be objective. I try to look at it from both sides. But I personally am getting sick and tired of politicians suing people because their feelings are hurt. That's just, So, we've got Laming, Porter, Laming, and Barilaro all using the same barrister, all suing different people for defamation. Like, there's something wrong here. And Laming admitted that he did what he did. Well, I try to. As I said, I try to. Look, I don't always. I don't always. I try to be, but I'm not always objective. Because it's not about winning. Winning comes at a price. You can have a winning case, but if the defendant's broke it, yes, that's right. I still maintain Bruz doesn't have a case. Well, I don't think he's got a case either, to be honest. But again, that's just my opinion. And I think really it's a frivolous case. And I think politicians should. Well, he's now a normal person, and that's the thing. He's going to lose a lot of his stuff because he's he's now just a normal person. Well, and that's the thing. There were receipts, and we're talking about evidence, and there's lots of evidence, and we know that there are lots of questions to be asked. And the video I did before with the Independent Australia, they've suggested that Bruz may have to be a witness against Gladys in the Corruption Commission. What does he know? Yeah. There's also the thing about he had to stand down when he knew that Gladys was standing down because he knew Perrottet was going to be the new leader. And Perrottet is a family man, and because Bruz has allegedly had an affair, that was frowned upon. And so that's another reason that's out there. That's another reason that's out there for why he had to resign. I don't know what happens to parliamentary privilege now. I would think it would still be anything he says now is not protected, but I don't know whether it's protected from what he said at the time. Yeah. You live in McGowan country? Well, the interesting thing is, Johnny, didn't Barnaby just compare WA to North Korea? And McGowan's having none of that. I mean, that's despicable, in my opinion. Just because McGowan won't do what the feds say because they want to protect their state, you know, they don't want. They're not going to let it rip like New South Wales. I feel really sorry for the people in New South Wales. I'm very nervous for you all. So. If Bruz has to be a witness against Gladys, then the chances are he knows something and helped cover it up, provide. Well, that's true. And the thing is that a lot of this stuff is going to play into Shanks's hands as far as the defamation case goes, to be honest with you. It's really going to play in the hands. Hello, Spanky, how are you? I know I'm really early, so because I wanted to talk about the stuff that has just come up. All right, so quick. Who thinks Shanks will give in at mediation? Do you think Shanks will give in to Bruz's demands for mediation? A yes or a no? Yes, if you think Bruz is going to walk away with what he wants. No, if you think Shanks is going to just play hardball and say, let's take you all the way. Yep, Shanks won't quit. Not a chance. Hello, Paul. No. Hello, Bacon Beam tonight. Cool. So we are all saying that Shanks is just going to go and we want the trial. We want it. Hello, Jay Roberts. Barilaro has filed for mediation. He wants mediation. Mediation is to occur. Mediation is to occur on the 26th of October. So we're just discussing whether or not we think mediation will work. Or whether Shanks is going to make him, really give him a hard time in mediation. I know what I'd do. I'd give him a hard time in mediation. He's not a politician anymore, so he's got no protection now as far as a lot of stuff goes. Shanks wants it in the public eye. Yeah, well, we want to find out. I mean, and that's the thing. Don't forget, Shanks has filed is I don't know. I can't help but wonder. This is what I cannot help but wonder if remember, Shanks has put his subpoena requests. He has put requests for subpoenas for people that he wants to call as evidence. It's funny that happened on the 5th of October and then Bruz files on the 8th of October for mediation. We don't know who got those requests, but is there somebody on that list that is going to spill the beans? See, that was the 5th of October, and then we come up here, and on the 8th of October, he filed his mediation request. And Bruz resigned he stood down on the 4th of October. So something's happened between the subpoena requests, his resignation, the subpoena request, but as I said, I don't know that mediation will be public. I wish it would be. Wish it was. It would be great if it was, so we knew, but I'm not holding my breath for that. If it is, I will do my best to be there. Yes, so I heard that, yes, Bruz allegedly has split from his wife. He's living in some fancy apartment in the city, which I find to be really interesting considering he's a country member. So I don't know why he can't have an apartment. Oh, he was a country member. He was a country member. But I don't know why he couldn't have done something or bought, got an apartment in the country or something. But anyway, because he's only been resigned for less than a week. Right? So, and again, the other thing is we've got the appeal. We've got the appeal, the application for leave to appeal, which was filed in August, and there's been nothing other than we've got the affidavit, the application, we've got the notice of a lawyer appeal, and we've got something from Google. There's been no movement on that. Now, the other thing I don't know is whether the appeal has to be sorted before the trial happens. And so if that happens, then this has to be dealt with first, and then we get into, but they've got till, the matter's not until March. So, yeah. But by the 5th of November, which is in my diary, ready to go, we will be already, we will find out what form this is going to take, and I guess we'll find out who all the witnesses are. Or, we'll find out a little bit of what the strategy is going to be. So, do you think, here's another question for you, now that Bruz is a public citizen, will he try and crowdfund his fees now? And would he be successful? So if Bruz puts out an appeal that he's trying to defend... Oh, the witness list. I'd love to see the witness list, yeah. What if Gladys is a witness? What if Gladys is one of his witnesses? Oh, that'd be funny. Oh, so anyway, what do you reckon? What are your thoughts on it all? Some of the Liberal Party people, I mean, maybe show Bruz how to blind trust. Oh, show him how to use a blind trust. Yeah. So, I mean, the mainstream media, we know, always sides. I mean, then we've got... yes. That's probably correct too, Kate. Very, very good point. He wants some mediation so he can put an NDA on him. That's right, but he can put an NDA on he can put an NDA on Shanks if he wants. Doesn't mean, I mean, I wouldn't sign one. He can try. But that doesn't stop me from talking. A Portage member. See, then we've got this. I mean, this is Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce says the government is not joking over plans to regulate social media because people are saying nasty things about them on social media, so they want to regulate it. Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce says the time has come to regulate social media giants after watching an ex-Facebook employee highlight the dangers of the platform before the US Senate. NDA is a non-disclosure agreement so that he wouldn't be able to talk. The company has been under scrutiny this week after whistleblower Francis Hugan leaked tens of thousands of documents showing it withheld research into harms of its products. In Australia, the government is preparing to regulate social media, according to Mr. Joyce. The motivation is there now at a federal level in Australia, at the highest level in the United States, in other corners of the globe, to say we've had enough. You can't treat us like fools. You think we're joking. We're not. This time something's going to happen. He said legislation to curtail the power of social media giants will be put on the table soon. It's rare when a Prime Minister and a Deputy Prime Minister, in basically an unscripted way, both have the same message on virtually the same day, so the impetus is there. On Thursday, Prime Minister Scott Morrison flagged changes to social media laws in Australia. Social media has become a coward's place where people can go on there, not say who they are, and destroy people's lives. Right. Mr. Joyce said passion on the subject of social media comes from his experience as a parent, and he expressed anger over rumours about his eldest daughter that had spread on social media. I'm acting on behalf of every parent, of every mother, of every person who's had to deal with a daughter who's been intimidated, but he's not a mother though. Bullied, basically psychologically kicked to pieces by married in and uncontrolled forces on the internet. Hello, the fox. Mr. Joyce added if social media companies were smart enough to make billions, they were smart enough to make their products safer. We spend billions of dollars in Australia on mental health issues. Facebook, Twitter, and other online platforms make billions of dollars profit from selling a product that I believe in many instances, if it was a food product, would be taken off the shelf. Facebook and Twitter aren't the only social media giants facing scandals and pressure to reform. Snapchat, the app in which messages and videos self-destruct, has faced significant pressure to curb the sale of illicit drugs on the platform. In some cases, prescription and party drugs have contained counterfeit fentanyl, a synthetic opioid that's 100 times more potent than heroin. Snapchat on Friday boosted its efforts to root out drug dealers using the app. The company launched an in-app education portal called Heads Up that distributes content from expert organisations. It has also rolled out a new filter which warns teens about the deep dangers of fentanyl. Snapchat will dedicate an episode of its new show, Good Luck America, to being about fentanyl. The Deputy Prime Minister said it was too little too late. It's fluffy purification, he said. These people have been the beneficiary of the product they stand behind, and for them to come out and say, oh, we didn't know that was the problem and we're looking into it, it's insulting. A spokesperson for Snapchat did acknowledge there was a problem. Listed drugs sold on the platform and said the company had moved to address it. Unlike Facebook, which commissioned research into potential harm the platform was causing and kept it secret, Snapchat has been transparent with its research. The company commissioned a study by Morning Consult, looked at the 13 to 24-year-olds. Bye, Johnny. Did you say you had to go? Awareness of fentanyl, which they were buying prescription drugs. Public health professionals have welcomed Snapchat's initiative. But here's the thing. Can they really regulate them? Can we regulate it? It's important for us to build on these moments and for our politicians to feel buoyed by this week and have added confidence. They now have that clearly. They need to regulate, and there's obviously appetite from the public for that too. Well, Craig Kelly has been using social media. Clive Palmer has been using social media. So, and don't forget, Sky News got a ban from YouTube for misinformation. So, and then they all cried about it because that YouTube took action. You can't say we only want regulation when it applies to these people, but don't regulate it when it applies to us. You can't do that. You know, if you want it regulated, then you need a standard playing field. But I just get the impression, and don't forget, Barnaby's only come out because his daughter got embroiled in the Barilaro scandal. Some, people were trying to work out who he was with. So, okay, see ya, Platinum Nana. Well, that's right. I mean, what is the difference between what Palmer and Kelly say online? That seems to be okay, according to them. So, as I said, I don't really know. And the defamation, I feel sorry. You are now heading to court. Recollection may vary, they say. Yes, well, that's. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me some of his staff aren't subpoenaed. So, I don't know. I mean, this is all about, stopping people from saying, really, the politicians don't want to be criticised. They don't want to be criticised. They don't want anyone to say anything bad about them. So, anyway, that's about all that I had so I just wanted to show you the appeal documents and the fact that Bruz had applied for mediation. And so mediation's on the 26th of October. So I just wanted to get that to you, and as I said, discuss all of that and see what you thought. Yes, I am early. Yes, I'm just about finished, Kim. So you'll have, so you can rewind but yeah. So what do you think about Bruz's mediation? And as I said, there's no date set for the appeal, but we've got the court number for the appeal, and I'll make sure that I get any information, I'm going to get an email sent to me every time something's filed. And I've also now got a notification coming up with the resolution. It's called assisted dispute resolution, the appeal. So I've just clicked this, and it says, so this is do not notify me from email. I will now get an email whenever this file is updated. I think so. I think he knows that there's a little bit of dirty laundry that's going to come out, and he's trying to stop that. So don't forget that. So it's in my diary, the 26th of October at 10 a.m. We know, and we've still got all these other dates. You reckon Bruz knows he's in trouble? I mean, I'm really interested. She approved the stay. I wonder if she will stand by Bruz. Well, Gladys resigning just complicated things for him, I think. I think that just complicated things. And allegedly, she told him he had to wait. He couldn't resign till she resigned. Lots to be revealed. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And as I said, we don't know what the allegation. Well, the assumption is ICAC wants to speak to Bruz, that he may be called as a witness on ICAC. We don't know what they want to speak to him about, but both leaders have fallen. He wants material down, product stopped, apology for invasion of privacy, and his lawyers paid. Yeah, well, good luck to him, Kate. The material won't come down. Yeah. The material won't come down. He'll have to pay his lawyer. He might have to go on to JobKeeper. So anyway, so that is what's happening. So I want to thank you all for joining me. As I said, this was very early. I've just picked up all of this stuff, and I thought I'd just come live rather than do another recording. So thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you probably tomorrow night because I won't go live again tonight. So that was it. So thank you. Have a good day or night or whatever time it is in your place. And again, I'll see you. Thank you for watching.